Man, I was waiting for this one. This man here, Pastor Jamal Bryant, went in on the black church and what's been going on with this whole Charlie Kirk situation. Watch this.
I'm concerned about all of these Negro preachers who've been, in fact, talking about that this man that was killed was the answer to Christ in the earth. Y'all ain't saying nothing. They have been moments of silence in black churches all over the country over a man that was racist and a white supremacist. How dare you compare him to Martin Luther King? The only thing that Charlie Chris and Martin Luther King got in common is both of them was killed by a white man. After that, they got nothing else in common. You cannot say that the Civil Rights Bill should not have been passed and black people were in a better place in the 1940s when they had segregation and did not have freedom. You cannot say in no uncertain terms that George Floyd was a thug and Martin Luther King Jr. is not deserving of a holiday. My heart is mourning today from pastors and churches all over this country who are going to have moments of silence and celebrate somebody who is trying to take the nation backwards.
And see, I'm not a Christian myself, but I can honestly respect black pastors like this, like Jamal Bryant. Shout out to my boy Kristen Smith. Like those type of pastors, I can honestly respect when it comes to their own theology, when it comes to these matters. I heard a pastor today talk about how you shouldn't concern race when it concerns your faith. I don't know what level of shucking and jiving and tap dancing that is, but that is completely beyond me. It just seems like whenever it comes to Christianity, black people always feel like they have to strip themselves of their blackness and their identity just so that they can be acknowledged for their faith. I've literally heard black people say in this past week that I am a Christian before I am black. Like, you wasn't born a Christian. You do know that, right?
The reaction from some black Christians about Charlie Kirk's death is genuinely mind-boggling and insane. They are doing tributes. They are saying politics aside. This guy built his career on politics, number one. But the politics he built his career on was just hate speech. He had ideologies like white people are superior to black people. Black people were better off as slaves. He said it was necessary for children to die so Americans can keep their gun rights. This is who you lot are doing tributes to. Now, I'm not surprised that certain white people doing their tribute saying rest in peace, because when people show you who they are over and over and over again, you have to believe them. But I'm seeing black people, black Christians say, politics aside, oh, I didn't agree with everything, but what did you agree with then? Tell me. This mindset of forgiveness just because he's a Christian is genuinely a spell from the colonizer, because that mindset is poisonous. That mindset has led to them getting away with whatever they've wanted to do for decades. And furthermore, I'm seeing, oh, but violence isn't the answer. Word to J. Haas, they only respect violence. Violence has been the answer throughout human history. How do you think that religion got into Africa? How do you think the empire became the empire? How do you think Europeans took over America? How do you think colonialists took over Africa? What? You thought they just came in on the kumbaya thing, sat around the fire and said, hey, you know what? Have this. It don't work like that, bruv. Serious questions need to be asked, because right now we are in a world where right-wing extremists are going insane and they're telling you who you are, yet you're reacting this way. If you are reacting that way, I cannot lie, you are having an identity crisis, and it's sad. Everybody wants racists to be unalived until they're unalived. You can't have it both ways. Pick your side. You lot know about the power of the tongue, and if you saw the video, his last words, it was even poetic the way he went. Boy, I don't make the rules. But I'll leave you with this. Nina Simone had a quote saying, "The people who built their heaven on your land is telling you yours is in the sky." In this time, I'm telling you, your beliefs are going to get questioned, and you have to start asking questions for your own sanity. I'm telling you, the time is coming. The time is coming.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another video. It's Ndagere here. Thanks for clicking on this video. So this is a conversation that has been ongoing, especially in the black community. Like, I've seen countless videos ever since, Charlie was taken down. I've seen African videos, people posting about R.I.P. Charlie. He was a man of God. He was a martyr. He was a good man. And I'm like, do even Africans understand what this man was saying about African people or black people? But I digress. And then it comes to the black church. We are always forcing black people, that the black church is always forcing black people to neglect the fact that we are born a certain way and we should just accept a religion over who we are. But the thing is, every black person that is born with that skin tone. That is what you have before anything else. Christianity is taught to you. Being African, being black with that skin tone is first before anything, because that's how you came onto this planet. So it should be something to embrace and, acknowledge before anything else. But with religion, especially Christianity, African people, black people just tend to separate themselves when it comes to conversations of religion and be like, I'm Christian first before I'm African or before I'm black. What do you mean? What do you mean? And looking or listening to this pastor, what he says is right. You know, how can you compare Martin Luther King to Charlie? Martin was always advocating for everybody, always wanted black people to be free, always wanted black people to get rights, wanted us, our ancestors, to get away from the shackles of slavery and be seen as human beings, because Pan people were not seeing them as human beings with the way they were treating them. Let's all agree on that. And you have Charlie, who comes in and is like, you know, the Civil Rights Acts or the freedom that was given to black people was not okay. Black people were better in the times of before, where they did not have freedom, where they were treated like trash, where everything would just be a mess for them. And you compare such a person, then you come across a black person talking about, you know, R.I.P. to Charlie, he was a man of God. But anyway, I love that some Christians are also coming out and calling out these kind of behaviors. And some of them are actually leaving the religion, because there's no way I'm going to sit as a black person in 2025, go to a church and listen to a pastor or someone talk about how we should send prayers to a man like Charlie that always demonized black people. It doesn't work like that. Listen to what, you know, some Christians are also saying about this situation. Come back and let me know your thoughts on it.
We don't serve the same God. You don't serve the same God as me. Anytime you can get online and celebrate the death of a man who gave his unsolicited opinion just like you do. To fix your mouth and make jokes about this man losing his life. This man was a husband. This man was a father. But to sit up and laugh and make jokes about it when you do exactly the same thing that he does, which is give your unsolicited opinion that nobody asked you for, there's somebody out there that don't like you either. There's somebody out there that don't like your opinions. There's somebody out there who would do the very same thing to you. So to sit up and laugh at somebody who only gave their opinion regardless of if you agree with it or not, thinking that it's okay for somebody to take that person's life and sit up and laugh about that, you don't serve the same God that I serve. A lot of y'all wonder why y'all life is so messed up and why you have the problems that you have. It's because you ain't got no God in you. You don't serve a higher power, and it shows. A lot of y'all are demonic. You have some evil spirits. I never listened to Charlie Kirk like that. I would see his stuff come across my timeline every now and then with his controversial takes, but I've never seen anything that he's personally done to justify somebody doing this to him. There's nothing to justify doing this to this man, regardless if you agree with his opinion or not. My prayers go out to his family. This is just a messed up situation, but it goes to show you just how far people will go when they don't like what you're saying.
I had to walk out of church today over comments about Charlie Kirk. I'm on the verge of tears sitting in this parking lot because I'm having such a complex with my faith. Because I genuinely don't understand how Christians are pushing this man as though hate didn't come out of his mouth and heart on a consistent basis. And I'm genuinely sitting here like, if this is the God that we serve, if this is the reflection of the God we serve, do I want to be a part of it? I'm truly having a conflict with my faith because the leaders that we're supposed to be following are guiding us in this way to feel empathy and sympathy, and like that this person was this great Christian, and that the message that his wife gave was, it started off with like praising God. And I'm like, did we miss the chapter of hate that he endorsed, encouraged, and pushed? I don't know where to go from here. To spew hate and hide yourself behind a Bible, to me, is not something I want to be a part of. And it's not it's not the faith I want to be a part of.
Why do people suddenly find compassion when evil men die? The way people are reacting to the annihilation of Charlie Kirk is making me realize that if we had social media during apartheid, you guys would have felt sorry for Hendrik Verwoerd when he got popped. Charlie Kirk and Hendrik Verwoerd are the same brand of poison. They hold the same views and beliefs. Both men built their careers on white supremacy and Christian nationalism. Charlie Kirk spent his whole life spewing poison, spreading hatred, and supporting groups that openly harm marginalized communities. He was not a neutral commentator. He was an ideologue, just like Verwoerd. Both men weaponized ideology to dehumanize millions of people. But the moment they faced consequences for doing that, suddenly the whole world is expected to just forget and treat them like innocent victims. Oscar Wilde said it best: some men improve the world only by leaving it. Men like Charlie Kirk and Hendrik Verwoerd should live in fear, because they introduced fear into the hearts of everyone they oppressed. I'm so sick and tired of these right-wing conservatives. And if what I'm saying is making you uncomfortable, maybe you should ask yourself why you're so desperate to defend people who dedicated their lives to spreading hatred.
I keep my mouth closed and mind my business, but no, not anymore. When it comes to talking about God, I've said that this is not my platform, it's his platform, and because it is his platform, I will use it to spread his truth. And the truth that I want to convey is, regardless of your beliefs in general, stop using the Bible to justify racism, to justify homophobia, to justify transphobia, to justify xenophobia, to justify any type of phobias that you have that make you uncomfortable. That's not a Christian issue. That's a you issue. This week has been very infuriating for me because for people to say okay, let me run it back. Murder. We can all agree that murder is wrong. Cool, we're on the same page. But why is one man's murder much more significant than the murder of the children in Palestine? Like countless murders across the world that happen to other Christians. But how come when one specific demographic dies, we're in an uproar? It baffles me that we can call this man a Christian. He might be Christian by identification, but he's not a Christian through action. Literally, love is a verb. God is love. And if you are claiming to be a Christian, you act out of love first. So to say that Black women, Black doctors, Black pilots are inadequate, that we're stupid, that we're disgusting, that we're moronic, all these terrible, crazy things, how are you a Christian? What gospel are you preaching? And again, anyone can believe in God. Anyone can claim Christian. But I feel like Christianity is an act. Christianity is a verb. Like, to identifying the gospel, like, you could quote the Bible back to front, but are you practicing what you preach? 1 John 4:8 says, if you do not love, you don't know God, because God is love. So how can we say, like, wholeheartedly think about this, can you identify as Christian and act in hate? We can only go off of what we're presented with, and there is pages and facts and facts and facts, words that have come out of his mouth directly being derogatory, not only to my demographic, but to countless others. And again, murder is wrong. No one, absolutely no one deserves to be murdered. But it's hard to have pity for this white Christian man when there is immigrant Christian children being slaughtered, right? When there is men, women of all minority races in different countries being killed senselessly, but they're Christian, and when it comes to them, it's, oh, not my problem, not my issue, not my country. No, it is your problem. It is your issue. And it might not be a problem in our country yet, but it might be later on. Please, someone point it out to me. What gospel is he preaching? Because there's nowhere in the Bible where racism is justified, white nationalism is justified, white supremacy is justified. To love your brother as you love yourself, love your neighbor as you love yourself, literally written in the Bible. So how can you put someone beneath you because they're a woman, because they're Black, Mexican, Asian, whatever their race is? Like, what type of Christianity is that? And that's why I say be a doer of the word and not just a believer, because even atheists believe in God. Demons believe in God. So believing is not enough. Identifying as Christian is not enough. You need to be doing. And if you're not doing, I don't want to hear it. No one's perfect, but are we trying? That's what I want to say. Are we trying? To openly be racist, that's not trying. And you need to do better. You need to do better. I'm just going to leave it at that.
My problem is you got people that was arguing with Charlie Kirk face to face didn't believe in what he was saying, was against them. Some of them people not even Christians, and still came on this app and said, RIP, condolences to his family. Now you got people on this app that's claiming to be Christians, bro. Claiming to be Christians and cussing and everything, troubling in the comments, and don't even know the man. The Bible says pray for your enemies. It's in your Bible just like it's in mine. It says, how can you love God who you have not seen and hate your brother that you see every day? And this is what I be talking about. These people want to be Christ-like Christians, that's meaning Christ-like, and don't follow what Christ says to do. And I think what a lot of y'all don't understand is you don't have to be pro-Charlie to be pro-Jesus. You feel me? Like, you don't have to support everything he said or be on his side to obey what Christ wants you to do personally, because we all gonna have to stand before.
Once again, I am less than enthused at Black Christians and their behavior towards Charlie Kirk. I've had to follow so many people that I know from my past on Instagram because of the stories that they've put up, sending their condolences to this racist man who has spread disgusting, hateful rhetorics throughout his 31 hard-looking years. The fact you put religion before your own identity as a minority, even when I'm seeing Black women saying RIP to this man, I don't care if that makes me a better person. Oh, you can't wish death on some... He said I can't. The world is going to crap. People have no empathy. I cry all the time at people's pain. What I'm not going to do is say that I'm sad for a man who spread real hate that has real consequences. I'm not gonna... You guys don't stand for anything. And Black Christians, I am just disgusted. And I'm not surprised. A lot of you align with their beliefs. So as long as the person is Christian, they can say racist things, they can say transphobic things, they can say homophobic things, they can say anti-immigration things, anti-Islam, they can say whatever they want. But because they said that they say the Lord Jesus is Lord, you lot are saying he was a man of God. You're deceived.
Charlie Kirk was not a Christian martyr. I'm going to say this again. Charlie Kirk was not a Christian martyr. Charlie Kirk was not killed because he was a Christian. Now, mind you, I'm not the killer, so maybe he hates God and he did kill him because, he's a Christian.
As you've seen in the video, that is what, my people have to say, or people have to say about this. And this conversation is really crazy because it's so divisive in the Black community. We have been told to deny who we are first and just accept what we were told. Deny being a Black person first and seeing what happens to you as a Black person, but accept what was given to you in a book, in a religion, and just live by that. Because as a person that has sense, God gave you sense, God gave us sense to use it. How can you be this person is a martyr, but was demonizing people that look like you? How does that work? And they're always pray for your enemies, pray for people that hurt you. Even when they hurt you, put another cheek so they can hurt you again, like that thing of slap, and then turn the cheek and be slapped again. I find it crazy because some people have never accepted us to slap them on the other hand, on the other, cheek. They've always done evil. They've done evil for the longest time, but we are still programmed to just see them as holy, It's a bit frustrating that this is the world that we live in, where we do not see ourselves as holy and we just jump and support, people that look like Charlie because we do not associate them with evil. And it's really disturbing because in history and in the life that we live today, we can clearly see they are the ones that should have, the picture they've really put on us should be on them, because they've really committed a lot of atrocities on people that are not palmed. And I don't know, this conversation is really, really crazy. It has really separated a lot of people. And the fact that Christians can come out and say, if you did not feel bad for this man and if you did not feel sorry for him, you're not seen as human, or you're somehow a problem to the world, is crazy. Because first of all, Charlie advocated for gun violence, and he stated that it's okay for some people to lose lives over guns so that others could practice and, put their Second Amendment in action. So I don't understand how the matter title has to come in. A man of God. How? Someone that never liked anyone that did not look like him. Someone that was saying evil things about people that are black or not palmed. You call such a person a martyr. Someone who was an advocate of slavery. You call someone like that as a martyr and compare him to Martin Luther King. You gotta be a joke. You really gotta be a joke. And this is why people say when you are a Christian, you just have to put your brains in the dust, dump it there, and just move. And whatever they tell you, you just follow. Whatever they tell you to do, just follow, because that's what it is. And it's until we get away from that mindset, black people, African people, we are still under control of the violence and the power of palm people. It's ridiculous. Guys, that is it for me in today's video. Let me know what you think about this. Kudos to those that are living the religion and using their brains, but also prayers, sorrows and prayers to those that see the truth but still choose to ignore it.